The Pokémon franchise launched in the U.S. in 1998 explosively. Since then, the merchandising fad has waned, but the games have remained as popular as they ever were. The last edition to be released, Black and White, sold over 1 million units in its first day on sale in the U.S. alone. Next week Nintendo will release on Black and White 2, the first direct sequels in the franchise. Producer Junichi Masuda has been at developer Game Freak almost since its inception, joining in the 1990s, during the pre-Pokémon days when it was a struggling independent studio developing games for publishers like Sega and Namco. Takao Unno, the game's director, has been at the studio for a decade. Unno and Masuda tell Gamasutra about the core of the Pokémon franchise. What makes a Pokémon game? What does the development team focus on? And what resonates with audiences? I am sure you get a lot of questions about why you are doing a direct sequel. But what really interests me is, what can you do with the direct sequel that you could not do with, say, a third installment, Unno game? Takao Unno, when creating a sequel, with this sequel in particular, we thought about what we could do to make it good, and why we need to make this sequel. And there are a variety of reasons. But in terms of gameplay, we really wanted to enhance the communication features, and really expand on the various communication features that connect players with other players. We really focused on making these functions even deeper and more in-depth in the game. Another aspect is that when we have the two original versions, and then the third version, that's very interesting in its own. But by having two versions, this time as the sequel, we are able to kind of communicate in 4 different directions, rather than just 3. So in terms of the gameplay communication, we are able to expand in more directions than with having previous Pokémon titles. Takao Unno. Another aspect is also the memory link, which when you are someone who has transferred the same data from Black version and White version to Black version to and White version to there are some certain scenarios or story elements that get unlocked and are very interesting for players who played the previous titles. How do you balance what you change versus what you keep consistent? Because obviously so many things have been consistent since the first or second installment of the franchise up until today. But other things have to evolve because of the way the audience has evolved. Junichi Masuda, finding that balance every time is very difficult. But when you think about games, just like playing, for example, soccer and basketball, they are games that have been around for a very long time. The core gameplay of those, the core of how you play basketball and soccer, has not really changed over the years. There's regulation changes or rule changes to those games, but the core gameplay does not really change for those. And that's how we kind of feel about Pokémon as well. Junichi Masuda, when you have those slight regulation changes for soccer and basketball, you can kind of think of that as when we develop more moves for the Pokémon, or change those moves, and finding that balance is very difficult every time. But one thing we are maybe more focused on these days is defining more detail in those moves, where it might be a little bit more general or broad in the past. We get into the fine detail of Pokémon moves, I dare say. In the more modern games, you mentioned soccer. For example, we recently had the Summer Olympics, and what changed so much is not the events, but the athletes and what they are capable of has changed. And by the same token, since Pokémon first came out, people have really dug deeply into the games. Does that affect things? The way the players have come to understand and really dig deep into the strategy of the game. Has that changed in any way the way you approach the design? JM, when developing the games, we focus primarily on making it a good experience for our first-time players. You were talking about the Olympics. But one example I can think of is, for example, the young child will watch an Olympic event ended, a little bit the first time. They will have seen that start. Then they will get real excited about it, and they will want to try it themselves. And I think it's really important to make it very easy for people to get into that experience and try it for themselves. And then if they want to take it to a higher level, they can then talk with more experienced players. When talking about Pokémon, people who played the games for a long time, or maybe their older brother, they can talk to them and learn more about the game. But in terms of actually how we make the games, we really focus on making that entrance as easy as possible, making that as user-friendly as possible for brand new players. Whether you are just starting out, looking for something new, or just seeing what's out there, the Gamasutra Job board is the place where game developers move ahead in their careers. Gamasutra Job board is the most diverse, most active, and most established board of its kind in the video game industry, serving companies of all sizes, from indie to AAA. Here are just some of the many positions being advertised right now. If you are a recruiter looking for talent, you can also post jobs here. Location: Los Angeles, California. We are Mythical Games, a fully funded next-generation game technology company at the intersection of video games and blockchain. Our goal is to lead the industry with the launch of exceptional video game experiences that leverage blockchain technology, while also providing a platform of robust tools that will allow any other game developer to do the same. We are looking for a talented and driven backend engineer who will be responsible for designing, building, and maintaining Mythical's game platform offerings. We are looking for someone with a passion for gaming, marketplaces, a blockchain technology. Location: Bellevue, Washington. e-MOTION-alist noun. Did you read that definition and expect to see a picture of you below it? Well, we should talk because we are looking for an e-MOTION-alist. To be more specific, we are actively seeking out a cinematic animator to work with Sega, Punch's proprietary tools and engine to help us tell the emotional story of our wandering samurai in Ghost of Tsushima. Location: Baltimore, Maryland. This one-year creative residency is a unique opportunity to work closely with our students, research lab, and the larger MICA community over the course of the 2019 to 2020 academic year. During the residency, the designer is expected to complete a game, other play-based project, and will teach 12 credits per year, 2 courses per semester. We are looking for a designer making compelling work in the field of games play who wants to gain further teaching experience. The resident is expected to be an active member of the game, art, and design communities of the Maryland Institute College of Art, and the Baltimore community at large. Applicants proposing projects which creatively engage our community will be given preference. MICA and the Interactive Arts Department are committed to enriching the diversity of our faculty and pedagogical viewpoints. Candidates who demonstrate an ability to forward these goals are encouraged to apply. Location: Renton, Washington. Wizards of the Coast, the subsidiary of Hasbro Incorporated, and the world's largest publisher of adventure games, including Magic: The Gathering trading card game and Dungeons & Dragons role-playing games, has an exciting opportunity for a senior software developer to join our Magic: The Gathering arena team. We offer competitive salaries, a great benefits package, and the excitement of working in a creative organization. But the best part of working here is that we think creating products that bring hours of enjoyment to millions around the globe is an inherently cool way to earn a living. The Magic: The Gathering Arena team is looking for an experienced engineer to help build and maintain scalable cloud services that will support vast legions of players. As a senior software developer, you will champion solutions across multiple technology stacks to support new and existing features. In close collaboration with designers, artists, and other engineers, you will be one of the main drivers of designs and decisions within the team. Location: Warsaw, Poland. Founded in 1991, Techland is a renowned global publisher, distributor, and developer of video games. Our titles, especially Dying Light and Dying Light, the following, as well as the Dead Island and the Call of Juarez game series, achieved an international success and won millions of fans. Dying Light, which launched in 2015,